Greetings and salutations to this I, Professor Macabro, accompanied, like always, by the ever-lovely zombie Huesitos. Yes, now famous movie star, since she pops up in so many of Macabro's production trailers, you see. Yes, indeed. After all, her beauty cannot be contained, so I'm showcasing her as much as I can on those trailers. Yes, indeed. Now, Professor Macabro is slightly buzzed, as to say, not that he's maybe just a tad little drunk, you see. Yes, indeed. But yes, I wanted to come at you and share with you, regale you, if you will, with a movie review. Yes, indeed. We saw, and when I say we, of course, I mean I and Zombie Huesito saw a movie, as is the tradition in the weekend after a long, stressful week of adulting that involves working and getting your paycheck and seeing it fuck off paying bills. Isn't adult life ever so much fucking fun? Professor Macabro likes to unwind and decompress watching horror movies with the company of the ever-lovely Zombie Huesitos. Yes, indeed, we like to chill out on our little movie area and just watch movies, maybe even get a tad tipsy and watch a movie to unwind. And the movie that we saw in this occasion is a movie that Professor Macabro can't remember how he came about the knowledge of the existence of this movie, yet he was very curious to watch it, and lo and behold, it's on Tubi. And again, I cannot praise Tubi enough for being this receptacle of awesome, obscure, and more well-known movies, you see. Professor Macabro has mentioned this before. He wishes he had the moolah, the money, the cash revenue to be able to afford to buy movies and be a big boutique baller and make it rain, baby, make it rain, 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 and buy movies willy-nilly online and just complete the collection. But no, Professor Macabro is very proudly a budget baller. So only if he's able to find movies and physical media on the cheap is he able to add it to the collection. So Tubi has been a celestial boon in finding these movies that I've been hunting for, but have never been able to find. And one of those movies is the movie that we're going to showcase, Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies. Yes, indeed. Again, I can't remember for the life of me how I came about knowing about this movie. And if I'm forgetting someone that showcased it, I apologize. Again, I might be a little fucking drunk, and my mind is barely forming coherent thoughts. So I can't remember if someone mentioned it, and that's why I made a note of it, or if I just found out about it somehow. But this movie, on Tubi, when I pushed play, has the Troma introduction, that beautiful city skyline and traditional Troma music popping up with good old Uncle Lloyd on the title screen. And I'm like, Troma made this movie? Well, or at least produced it, or released it. I'm gonna watch it because I'm a big fan of Troma. So I popped it in, and this movie is about, well, what the title says, Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies. The movie starts Shane Douglas, who, if memory serves me right, was in ECW, and he gets pissed off because he's watching another wrestler make out with this chick, and he's like, ooh, fuck that guy. So apparently he botches a move and leaves the other guy in a very bad state. And the manager / buddy of this person is like pissed off. So we cut off to a couple of years, and this guy is like doing some fucking voodoo magic, man, and sacrifices this nurse to make some sort of demonic deal and turn her into a zombie, which he controls. And then she turns more people into zombies, all in an effort to get revenge on Shane Douglas. So he goes to this shady wrestling promoter, and he's like, "Oi, I want Shane Douglas to fight for me in this abandoned prison. Here's some money. Again, make it rain, motherfucker. And get me Shane Douglas. I don't give a fuck about anyone else." And he's like, "Well, you're giving me a lot of money. I can give you Shane Douglas, but I can also add in Matt Hardy. I can also add in this other two guys. I can add in Roddy Rowdy Piper and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! And I could also add in Kurt Angle." And he's like, "Well, what the fuck? I don't care. I just want Shane Douglas." But whatever. As he's building his zombie army. And, oh my goodness, oh, Jesus. Roddy Piper's in this, and man, he really is a goddamn legend. His performance in this, he knows the type of movie he's in, but Jesus Christ, does he give a good performance, a very, very good performance. Roddy Piper, of course, was in They Lived, and Hell Comes to Frogtown, and, well, I have gone on record saying that I really like Jake the Snake Roberts. Roddy Piper was always entertaining as in Piper's Pit, and in the movies that he was in. And geez Louise, he's really good in this. There's a scene where, well, very much spoiler alert for much further into the movie, but the poor old Hacksaw Jim Duggan gets turned into a zombie. And Roddy Piper's like, "Motherfucker, Hacksaw, no, not Hacksaw." And he grabs Hacksaw Jim Duggan's 2x4, and he's like really acting his soul out in this movie. He's like, "Oh, Hacksaw, I can't see you like this, my buddy. I cannot see you like this, my man." And he grabs the 2x4 and just puts poor Hacksaw Jim Duggan out of his misery. But the way that he emotes, the way that he acts, this is a very small scene. And oh my God, I was like, Jesus goodness gracious, this movie actually got a reaction from me. And I'm like, oh man. But basically the plot is that this guy is looking for revenge and made a deal with some sort of demon to raise this army of zombies, get Shane Douglas, and by unfortunate circumstances, the rest of these wrestlers into this prison to be devoured by his zombie horde. And there's some good moments. Now, I will have to admit that the editing in this is, the editing is not that good. The cinematography, it's either a low-budget movie, or I don't know what happened here, but for a film project, I know it was fundraised by some people. They put a GoFundMe or something like that, and that's how this movie was made. So it does, well, it is a low-budget movie, but my goodness, it does have some good moments. It has a good wrestling. Matt Hardy is in this, and he has a good fight scene. And there's this guy with his dreadlocks that also has some good fight scenes. Shane Douglas is in this as well, and he plays this, well, Roddy Piper describes him like, yeah, he has his issues, and he has his demons, but he's alright. And no, Shane Douglas comes off as an asshole in this. He's supposed to be the hero, but it switches to the proper hero, which is Roddy Rowdy Piper. And my goodness, is Roddy Piper doing a very, very good acting job in this. He is, in my personal opinion, the highlight of this movie. It has its faults. Like I said, the editing is not that good. The fight choreography has its moments, but it has its flaws. But man, just seeing Rowdy Piper Rowdy Piper, giving it his whole in this is worth the price of that play button. It's on Tubi. I genuinely want to find a physical media release of this movie because it, just because of Rowdy Piper. He's really, really good in this. Kurt Angle is in the start of it, and he's taken out very early on. He really does have just a very extended cameo, but I like this. I really like this movie. Again, it has some issues, but gee, man, we really lost a really legend with Piper in this, and oh man, it really made me disappointed. It made me sad to see Piper, knowing that we lost him, and oh man. I do recommend watching this. Again, it's on Tubi. You won't lose anything from watching this on Tubi. It's, again, it has issues. I must stress that. It does have some issues, but it's worth the price of admission, which is on Tubi. It's free. But if you can find the physical media release of Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies, which is what I want to do, I highly recommend you buy the copy and add it to the collection and proudly display it because it's worth your time. And I definitely hope that you check out this particular movie. Yes, indeed. This movie, again, because of Rowdy Piper's acting and the effort that went into it, gets a 10 out of 10. Coconut smashes to the head. Yes, indeed. This really does have a lot of Easter eggs if you're a Piper fan, because he does actually take out a coconut. You put the beer in the coconut and throw the can away. Homer! And throw the can away. But it's very notorious that Piper's Pit, where Rowdy Piper takes the coconut and smashes it on the Superfly Jimmy Snuka's head. And what happened in this movie is that Rowdy Piper is fighting some zombies, and he sees the coconut and smashes it on a zombie's head. I was like, ah, I see what you did there. Good job. So yes, a very, very entertaining moment indeed. So yes, gets a 10 out of 10. Coconut smash to the head from your old pal, Professor Macabro. Check out Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies on Tubi. And again, if you can find the physical media, buy it and add it to your collection. It will proudly be displayed there, indeed. Well, let me know if you've seen Pro Wrestlers vs. Zombies in the comments down below. But until we see you all again next time, this is a slightly tipsy, not fully drunk, but getting there, Professor Macabro, with my ever-lovely movie superstar Zombie Huesitos, thanking you for watching our video and supporting our channel, and wishing you all, like always, a good evening.